This was a wild week for new comic book day issues. We've got a new Crisis in Death Metal, Stars making deals with the Black Order, and we've got a God of Light that challenged Null. Keep watching this video to hear reviews of some of this week's hottest new issues, and stick around to the end of the video to hear my top choice of the week and my top investment choice of the week, so stay tuned. Welcome back everyone, AR Comics here, and today I'm going to be going over all of my new comic book day reviews, and I have a lot to get through. But first, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content every Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, which includes upcoming book releases, speculation videos, unboxings, and you're watching it right now, new comic book day reviews. So hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content so you don't miss out on upcoming releases. And now, without further ado, let's get started on the books. First up on the list today, we have Ice Cream Man number 13. Now, I know what you're thinking. This book did not come out this week, but I saw it on the shelf, and I absolutely love this cover. And if you have been reading Ice Cream Man, this is that palindrome issue where you can read it from the front or you can read it from the back to start off with, and it's going to start and end the same way. It is an extremely badass issue. Obviously, the cover art's fantastic. This is cover B. And I don't know, I saw it, I had to get it. Ice Cream Man's obviously a hot commodity right now. People are digging it. It's going to be on Quibi. I just wanted to show it off. I was really happy I was able to find it. Another issue, I won't be reviewing this one either, but Captain Marvel 21. And yes, I bought all of the Captain Marvel run. I only had issues 1 and 8. One of my comic shops had a sale recently, and I saw them all, I picked them all up. Didn't care. I heard this series is really good, and these last few issues have been like off the charts, I heard. And yeah, I had to get it. This isn't cover A. This is the Jenny Friesen cover. Friesen. I can never say her name. If someone can just correct me, I'd appreciate it, so I don't keep screwing it up. I love the cover, and I'm excited to read it. At some point, I will get them all read, and I will review them all for you. But until that time comes, we're just going to have to skip out on it. Next up, I have the Rise of Ultraman number 1. I was really excited for this issue. It's a fresh number 1. It's a Marvel series. This is not cover A, but I love it. I absolutely love this cover. I think it's so cool. I'm pretty sure this is like an homage to Godzilla. Am I wrong? I'm not positive on it. I thought it was awesome though. So let's get down to the review. The Rise of Ultraman number 1 starts off a little bit slower like most new series. Right off the bat, we learn about Shin and Kiki as the main characters, and Kiki began her new job at the United Science Patrol. Everything seemed like a normal, regular day for her, that is, until a code gets called in. From there, we learn about the Kaiju monsters, and that the United Science Patrol is pretty much the only thing that stands in the way from the Kaiju monsters taking over the world. After some nice action scenes, we cut back to Shin and Kiki having a nice dinner. You can tell right off the bat there was a little bit of jealousy from Shin to Kiki, and you find out that he was also trying to get a job at the USP, and it just didn't pan out in his favor like it did for her. From there, a code emerald got called in, and Shin went with her. Some more action scenes presumed, and this is Shin's chance to finally become part of the USP. After you see that the alien crashed down into Earth, you learn that it is Ultraman. More action happens, and that's pretty much where the issue leaves us off. So I know I started off a little strong with this book because I was really excited to read it, and I don't know, I was freaking gawking over the cover because it's awesome. But I don't know how I feel about this series yet. It was just issue 1 of 5, and I don't know. I'm going to have to give it issue 2 at least, but as of now, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. I don't know. I'm not sure I guess I know where they're going with it, but I just didn't really like it overall as an issue. Next up, we have Trinity Crisis. This is a one-shot to the tie-in to the Dark Metal run. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool issue so far, so let's talk about it. Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis one-shot was completely action-packed and the artwork was beautiful. If you can recall from the last issue, Diana creates a plan to infiltrate the Batman Who Laughs headquarters, and this whole issue is pretty much the plan is put into effect. It was completely action and nonstop the entire time. In this whole plan, Jarro is the main player. It was pretty cool because we got to see Jonah Hex, Harley Quinn, Batman, Superman, obviously Diana. They were all in this together as a team, and it was nice to see them coordinate and work together to take down the bad guys. Once they tried infiltrating the Batman Who Laughs headquarters, they obviously had some defenses over there, so they had to fight their way in. Swamp Thing did his thing and created a whole different path for them underground. It was awesome. Later on in the issue, we got to see Barbados, the Robin King, and then it ended with the crisis events from the past. The Batman Who Laughs, I don't know what he did exactly, but it basically threw them into those events, and now history is trying to be rewritten. It was awesome. These one-shots are great tie-ins to the main series, and I can't wait to read the next one. So I don't know if it's just me or a lot of other people are thinking this too, but I'm actually really enjoying these tie-ins a lot more than the actual main series itself. I feel like the main series is just developing this massive plot, and then a tie-in. These tie-ins are actually legit tie-ins compared to a lot of other series. I feel like it's like the main series just releases this plot, and then these tie-ins are just filling in all the holes to the next main issue. And I know that's pretty much what a tie-in should do, but this story has just been fantastic so far. Really looking forward to the next one. Thank you everyone that has turned me on to this Dark Knights Metal series. I'm still looking for that Deceased run. I know, it's not looking too good for me. I think we're on issue 4 now, but maybe I'll find it. Next up, The Amazing Spider-Man 48. I really liked it. The artwork's still awesome, and this story with Sin Eater just keeps getting better and better. Let's just jump into it. Spider-Man 48. The Sin Eater is finally here with his followers, and he is coming for Norman Osborn. He is ready to cleanse his soul and begin doing whatever the hell he's doing with everybody. This issue, however, was more of kind of a Peter Parker, Spidey moral support type issue. After he got done fighting off a lot of Sin Eater's followers with Miles, he kind of consulted him to see what he should do about the whole situation. After that kind of wasn't a big help, he asked Spider-Gwen, and some of the other spiders showed up as well. And it was kind of well, you need to do what your heart wants you to do. Julia Carpenter, the new Madam Web, she showed up as well because she said that this is an important event in Peter Parker's life and she needs to be there to witness it. He's kind of going back and forth. Does he stop Norman? Does he not stop Norman? Because he knows deep down that he is going to turn back into the Green Goblin at some point and he is going to kill again. Spidey went against what everyone believes Spidey ever will do, and I think he's going to go attempt to kill Norman, and the other spiders are there to stop him. Now, maybe it's just because 48 came out and a lot of these issues just seem to blend right together, but this might be one of my favorite issues of the series so far. I love what they did with it, and thank you, Nick Spencer. Maybe you watched these videos. Maybe someone told you, hey, you should check out AR Comics because he is just talking all this shit on your run so far, and he decided to change it up. Highly doubt it, but thank you for making an awesome series so far, and I'm really looking forward to the next few issues. Norman, Green Goblin, all the other spiders came in. It's going to be super badass. Next up, we have Bad Mother number 2, AWA Upshot, another series that has just been fantastic. I can't wait to talk about it with you guys, so let's go. Bad Mother 2 starts off very strong. It felt like an extremely quick read, but without much dialogue, the pages told enough story for me. The story starts off, Taylor is still alive, but this plot goes so much deeper than we are led to believe after the first issue. April, Taylor's mother, is down to figure it all out because she at this point isn't sure who to trust. There's a sex trade going on, a possible crystal meth scheme, and the police might be in on it as well. She finds some clues that Taylor left behind before she was abducted, and she's here to figure it all out and save her daughter. AWA has been on fire with this series. They also have The Resistance, Hotel, Devil's Highway, and Year Zero. The only ones out of those I've read was Year Zero, and that is great as well. That's, I think, 4-issue series so far. It's going to 5 issues, but they extended it. Speaking of, this is a 5-issue series. Hopefully that gets extended too, because these series are all great, and I don't know, I cannot wait for the next Bad Mother. Next up, my final 3. These are in no specific order, so it is what it is, and I'll talk about my top issue at the very end and my top investment choice. But let's move on to the next issue. Something is Killing the Children, number 10. One of my absolute favorite series so far. Definitely my favorite series from Boom Studios. I cannot wait to see this on the big screen, so let's jump into it. The issue starts off with Tommy still in the woods with the dead children around him. He is in handcuffs, so things aren't looking too good for him. However, Erica's handler is finally here, and House of Slaughter is pissed. He's pretty much here to eliminate all witnesses and put a stop to everything. But before he does any of that, Erica does show back up and pretty much describes the situation to him and says, like, hey, I need your help. This town needs your help. Please. Children are dying. They're in the vicinity right now. These new monsters are going to wreak havoc on everybody. And he decides to have a little change of heart and help her out. So pretty much the rest of the issue is spent trying to round up as many people possible. But there are some deaths in between. The pages are awesome, beautiful artwork, and the story of this issue is fantastic. They did a great job with it, and I'm interested to see how this story plays out. These issues just keep getting better and better. I love Something is Killing the Children. Thank you, James Tynion, for making this series so far, and Boom Studios for putting it out. I love it. I love every single issue. I've been trying to get all the covers as well. It's a little bit harder because if you haven't taken notice, it is getting quite expensive on eBay. So if you have been missing out, those are the prices right there. And as you can tell, it's definitely getting higher up. Moving on to my final 2 issues. Next up, we have Star number 5. If you've been following me for a while now and you've been following some of my speculation videos, I love Star. I love this series. I love this character, and I think she's going to be huge. So let's talk about it. Star's first solo series is finally wrapping up, and Kelly Thompson did a phenomenal job building up Star as a whole. She finally unlocked the full potential of the Reality Stone, and no one could stop her. She was in full control and easily the most powerful hero or villain, we don't know exactly what she is yet, on the playing field. Black Order had no chance at stopping her, and neither did Captain Marvel nor Scarlet Witch. Everyone was just kind of like, I don't know how we're going to stop her, we just need to control her at this point. It didn't go well for either side. The issue was completely action-packed, and it was really cool to just see Star just kind of be a badass the entire time. You saw her finally get her way. Everyone, she either sent them away or they just kind of left her alone because they knew she was too strong. And you just kind of saw her at the end by herself with a little smirk on her face. Man, I knew Star was going to be big. I feel like I've been talking her up for months now. I'm telling everybody, have you read Star? Have you read anything about Ripley Ryan? And I just knew it. I love how they've done her character. Kelly Thompson's a fantastic writer, and I cannot wait to see where this series go and her as a character. And here we go on my final issue. It's a great one. There it is, Web of Venom Wraith. I really didn't know what to expect with this issue. All of the Web of Venoms have been fantastic so far. Wraith's a great character, and let's just see where it goes. So in my opinion, Web of Venom Wraith is definitely an issue that needs to be talked about. Admittedly, I haven't really read anything with the Wraith character, so I don't exactly know what he's all about, but with the help of Donny Cates giving a small backstory, I was able to piece a lot of things together. I know Wraith is beefing with Null, and he's basically bonded to him because of this Exelon curse that's on him. Once we get into the issue a little bit more, he finds himself on the planet of the symbiotes where Null is being caged. Right off the bat, they get into a fight, but Null squashes that immediately. Rips the Exelon curse right off of Wraith, and before he finishes him off, he realizes that he can use one final teleport to get him back to Earth to let Eddie Brock know that Null is coming. In that whole process, he kind of finds himself in some weird space kind of thing, just hanging out there, and he sees this bright light, and he realizes that this is the god of light, and he is going to fight Null, and that is one of Eddie's only chances for survival and the Earth's survival. Donny Cates, you did it again. This issue was incredible. I love what you've done with Wraith. And you're making a God of Light to challenge Null. Dude, I don't know how you're thinking of this, but I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for your new event book coming out in December. If you have not read this, you need to get on it. I know the Wraith issue, the Annihilation Conquest, I'm pretty sure that's what it is selling for a lot of money right now. I'm not sure if it's because of the release of this issue, but people are interested in them. So, now is the time you have been waiting for. My top choice of the week. This was extremely hard to pick, so I think I'm going with two separate issues, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit. But obviously, Star number 5. How can I not do my girl like that? I love Star as a character. Like I was saying before, Kelly Thompson has done a phenomenal job with this series as a whole and developing the character Ripley Ryan as well. And they ended it, and obviously the way that they ended the series, she's moving on. She knows she's powerful. She knows no one can touch her. The Black Order wants the Reality Stone. Thanos is coming for it. They kind of mentioned it here, but if you're reading Donny Cates' other Thor series and you saw that one back page, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to get into that too deep. I just loved it. I think it's great. Investment purposes, I was going to pick this for a top investment choice, but I really don't think that this is the right book. If anything, this might solidify more that Captain Marvel 1 and the Captain Marvel 8 first appearances of Ripley Ryan / Star are the better choices. So it might be worth checking out. This issue, not my investment choice, however. This is also my top issue of the week. Something is Killing the Children, number 10. I know, 2 top choices of the week. I couldn't pick. They were both great. James Tynion's doing everything right with this series. He's just not holding back. It's when you think that maybe they're going to take a little bit lighter of a route, they're still just going in killing kids. They're killing off characters, and he's just not stopping for anything. I loved reading it. I feel like when I read this series, I just read it so incredibly fast, and I'm just like, man, let's go, next page. And it's hard. It's hard waiting for another series. It's almost like I want to stop and just let them build up so I can just read it all at once, but I can't do that. However, I am slightly going to pick this as my top investment choice of the week. I have another one that I think might be a little bit better, but if you are keeping up with Something is Killing the Children, you know these issues are selling for a lot of money. Most of them are the earlier ones with the cover Bs, and they don't really do cover Bs for these later issues. They're just kind of incentive variants. Those are worth a lot as well. But overall, as a whole, this series is selling for a good amount of money. This one obviously came out today. It's not in demand like some of the early lower print run issues. But I think this is a series that needs to be held on to for a while. So, here is my other top investment choice of the week. I'm going with Web of Venom, Wraith. Now, I know you're thinking, nothing really big happened in this one either. You're slightly right. However, they do bring up the whole mention of a God of Light that is going to challenge Null. Who knows what this God of Light is? Maybe that little flash or whatever was on those pages maybe is that God of Light. This could be something worth looking into a little bit more. Maybe as some more issues develop and we get a little bit closer to the event that they're doing, the King of Black or King in Black in December. Maybe we get a little bit more info beforehand, but seeing that Wraith has now made it to Earth, he's communicated with Eddie Brock. Dylan's there as well. They let them know everything is happening, and I think this could turn into something a little bit more, or at least it's going to be the first mention of the God of Light. So these weren't 2 huge investment books, but out of the list I had today, I think these were the best choices. However, these were absolutely my top choice for reads of the week. I loved both of these issues so much. Now it's your turn. Let me know down below in the comments section of what you thought of my top picks of the week were and my top investment choices. I know maybe you definitely had some different choices this week for investments and maybe even top reads, and I would love to hear about it and talk about it with you. So let me know down below. And for all you new people who did check me out this week, I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. And with that, have a good day.